Alright, so as you guys saw, I was looking for shorts. I'm in Nas 100 shorts right now. We just shorted at the previous day's high. I'm looking to take it ideally to the Asian range low, or even the Asian range 50%. But I'm just looking to take price lower as of right now. We're gonna see. I trust the reasoning in this trade is that we ran the high of yesterday going into today's Thursday. So we could be having a Thursday reversal moment to keep on bearish, best case scenario, because overall I am bearish. And we ran the high at 3 a.m. So time and price is lining up. I'm just gonna see if we can take price potentially to that small gap right there at the 50% of the Asian range. And yeah, that would be a good 1 to 2, 1 to 3. So let's just see what happens. Alright, so it's starting to drop. I added another position inside of that 15-minute for value gap, and right now we're starting to drop off. Oh yeah, look at that. This is the one. Ideally, I'm looking for US 30 to run these highs right here. That's where I'm looking to take profit on this US 30 trade. Looks like it's going to be the one. This was a little bit higher risk. Not higher risk, but it was a smaller stop loss, so I can actually capitalize on a big move like this. But I'm looking to take profit right above these short-term highs. Right in here. Took a couple L's already today, so this would make it all back, plus a little bit more, and then I'm calling it a day. Probably a week too. And we out of there. Oh yeah, US 30 gone. All it takes is one trade. Look at this. All it takes is one trade. 3 losses, 1 win, and we still holding. This is the ideal target, right above those highs. What the hell? Right above those highs. One trade is all you need, boys. 1%. Alright, so I'm about to just walk you through the FTMO metrics for the account so far. So as you know, same account, 109-116-2202. The equity right now is 104,151, meaning we're up 4.1%. Today we finally were breaking out of this consolidation for the overall range on this. As you guys can see, the balance equity is over by May 16th, and the date is only April 27th, so we still got a good amount of time. As you can see, the trading days, we have 9 out of the minimum 10. For the max loss, we've only taken a max loss of 3.5% out of the max daily loss of 5%. And then the max loss is only 1.3 for the max trade. I haven't lost more than 1.3% max for a trade. And as you can see, the equity, we're up 4.1%. Today's profit, 1.7. And then you can see all the trades and everything. Let's see if we have the consistency score, which I'm actually pretty proud of, is at 82% right now. Number of trades taken so far in about 2 weeks is 40, so that's average maybe 20 a week so far. Win rate is about 55%, and the average profit is 651, with the average loss being 636. I'm not really a fan of that risk reward. Average risk reward is 1, which I don't think it is correct. I do think it's just average of all my trades, counting break-even trades, trades that I took partials off of, all of that. And the expectancy is about $79 for if I were to take a trade. And yeah, so that's really it right now. I'll take you to the MetaTrader also. So right here, you can also see 8.1%. These are just specifically with my US 30 trades. So I've only taken 2 US 30 trades total. And as you can see, all of the NAS trades I've taken in the last 2 weeks, because NAS is primarily what I've been trading. As you can see this is where most of the losses have occurred. While if you look at US 30, only 2 trades and I made 8.1% within just those 2 trades. So this weekend I have a lot of reflecting to do on whether I'm gonna decide to continue to trade US 30 or not. But as you guys can see, equity is 104. We're still holding this runner from US 30. It's up about 366 points. And we're just letting it run right now. Great entry, and that was the trade that I was able to capitalize off of this move right over here. Okay, let me go back to yesterday. I guess today's trading day is over, so it's technically Thursdays we're gonna want to look at. So right over here, from Thursday, this trade right here that sell for 25 lots, that was actually a position that I ended up fully closing the runner. So if I were to go to over here, you can see right there, where is it, that buy was for 0.01. That's what I closed the rest off of for that trade. But the main trade that today that ended up paying me was this trade right here on US 30, the one that I'm still holding. I made 4,800, 4.8% just on that one trade, and that was after I was already down on the account. So right now we're chilling at 4.1%. Got one more day to trade this week. I don't know if I'm gonna take any trades tomorrow, but if I do, I will let you guys know. But I just wanted to break you down all the metrics and everything. And yeah, 82%. Like I said, I'm proud of that. All right, so what's going on? A whole bunch happened, if I'm being honest. I've taken a lot of trades today from London session all the way to now, but for the most part, the trade that I just took that fully played out is these US 30 longs that I got in at 33,427. And as you guys can see, it's going crazy right now. For the day, I'm up about 4. Now, it's hard because I took off a runner, so that position fully closed at a certain number. I'll just show you guys when I get back home, but right now you might be asking why I'm rushing. I'm about to go to get my car service, so I'm kind of in a rush right now, but I still wanted to talk to you guys about this trade because it just happened. I just took out my last partial, and I'm still holding these longs. So basically, I took 2 trades during London session that ended up hitting break even after they hit TP1, both of them. So I had 2 break-even trades for London session. I went to sleep, woke up for New York session, and that's when I was looking for shorts on NAS 100. I ended up taking about 2 more break-even trades and 3 losses, all for 1%. I was down 3%, 3.1% to be exact at one point this morning. But then I took the last trade on US 30, risking the same thing, 1%, but then it hit TP, and I took about TP4 off, so about 1 to 4. My bad if I'm kind of slurring right now. I'm kind of in a rush, like I said, but the trade ended up going to TP4, so for every dollar I was risking, it ended up going up 4. So for the 1,000, I ended up closing out about 4,000, and then I left the runner, and that runner I just closed out another partial just now. Okay, these people are wild right now. But that's when I just took out that last partial right now. I took that last partial for about 747. So in total with that one US 30 trade, I made about 4,700. And I was doing the same risking about 1% and just seeing what happens. I had about a 20-point stop loss, which is a little bit for US 30, but nonetheless, the setup made sense. And then I took it, hit the TP, and now I'm still holding the runner. And then I'll show you guys the trade and everything, and more than likely if you haven't seen it already, but it was a great trade. But the one thing I do want to also say is this is something I kind of talked in the last video also. In the last video, I talked about how, in a sense, even when you do certain things that you know you shouldn't do and win, that doesn't make it a good decision. Because in reality, I was down 3% because I was taking trades and I couldn't handle the fact that I was losing trades. I couldn't handle the fact that I kept taking back-to-back losses on setups that were working but never fully hit TP, and I couldn't handle that. And what did I do? I ended up over trading. I ended up taking way more trades than I should have in reality. So when I took that last US 30 trade, I could have lost that trade 100%. Just like yesterday when I had I was down $2,000, and then I took a third trade and made 33 and made it all back. I could have lost that third trade and been down 3% yesterday, and then I would have been down another 3% today. That would have been 6% in 2 days if those two setups didn't work. Now, even someone like me, where I have enough confidence in myself to the point where I trust my setups that I take for a reason, but even then, there's still a level of risk that even when I'm taking that last trade that I think is going to work, I know in reality, there's a lot of times, more likely than unlikely, I shouldn't be taking that trade just due to the fact that the probabilities aren't going to be on my side. And I think a lot of people need to understand that it's just, there's a lot of things that you got to experience, and you only learn from actually going through it, such as what I'm saying right now. Because one thing for me to tell you, but for you to actually understand what I'm saying and really take it into consideration and really like feel it, you got to go through it. But just thought I'd let you guys know. I'll show you all the metrics and everything, FTMO, see what my consistency is, see what my win rate all is when I get back home. But about to go get my car serviced, so let's get to it. Okay, so I'm about to break down this US 30 trade. So first things first, we mark up the A's in session high and low and the previous A's highs and lows. And I also have this weekly order gap that price rejected right here during London session. And when it did that, it gave me a good idea that price is likely going to be reaching for that previous A's high, as it did. Also, the other reason I had for this entry was it happened at 11 a.m. on the dot. It traded into that daily fair value gap, that 1 hour fair value gap, and also trade into the last 1 minute fair value gap within that area. And if you also grab the 50% of the wick that filled that 1 hour imbalance, you can see that price rejected the 50% of that wick almost perfectly. And this is where I was taking my trade, ideally looking for it to run that New York high. And as you can see, it ended up running extremely higher than I did. And here I can even show you the actual trade. You can see where the entry was, and I'm actually going to take this to the lower time frame to show you guys that 1 minute entry and how precise price rejected that 1 minute fair value gap.